How's it going, everyone? Today, we are playing Silent Hill. I do play through the entire game, so if you haven't played it yet, be warned. Spoilers. We're in. We did it. Okay. Here we are. Silent Hill. Let's get right into it. The game starts out with Harry Mason and his daughter Cheryl taking a little vacay to the wonderful town of Silent Hill, Maine. Maine? Huh. Silent Hill, Maine. After almost running over what looks like a person, Harry crashes his vehicle. Regaining consciousness, he realizes that his daughter is missing. So we set off to find Harry's missing daughter and uncover the mysteries surrounding Silent Hill. Spotting Cheryl, Harry pursues, but is soon surrounded by monsters. No! I think I was supposed to die there. I think it's a scripted death, I think. Regaining consciousness, again, finding himself in an abandoned diner, Harry meets Super Cop Sybil Bennett, a police officer from the neighboring town of Brahms. She's in Silent Hill investigating why the town is deserted. She gives Harry, the stranger she has met, a handgun and then leaves. You're a deputy now. We take down our first enemy, a flying bat-looking thing. Got him! And we're off again to find Cheryl, our daughter. Going down the alleyway from before, we find a clue of Cheryl's location, the elementary school. We make our way to Midwich Elementary School, where we find some child-sized creatures that make weird noises. Well, everything in Silent Hill makes weird noises. Anyway, here is where we run into our first set of puzzles. We put the things in the thing and make the spooky time happen. Oh my god, no! Okay, yeah, we're in a whole different area now. We stumble around a bit until we are face to face with our first boss. Okay. Defeating the boss turns spooky time off. Did I do it? Hey! And Harry sees the girl for a moment before she disappears. Hearing a church bell in the distance, Harry decides that the church is the next best place to visit on this wonderful vacation. But it was getting late, so I ended my stream. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Day 2. Starting from where we left off, the elementary school, we make our way to the church. Let me in! Inside the church, we meet a very creepy and very cryptic lady named Dahlia Gillespie. After a pleasant and informative conversation...
What are you talking about?
She hands us an item thing, the Flauros, so we take it.
These will help you.
She tells us to make haste to the hospital. Then she's like, later, and pieces out. And with that, we travel to the hospital. Bye, creepy church lady. We cross the bridge entering central Silent Hill. As we investigate the hospital, we enter a room where we are shot at by none other than Dr. Michael Kaufman. Realizing that we're not a monster, Dr. Kaufman proceeds to tell us that he has not seen our daughter and that she is most likely dead.
Sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you.
He then says, I gotta go, and we're like, good luck. Thanks for being a bad shot, by the way, and Dr. Kaufman leaves. We continue to search the hospital, finding red liquid spilt on the floor. Ignoring that, we head down to the basement. We find the generator and flip it on. Getting back to the elevator, we go to the 4th floor that I'm sure was not there before. There was not a 4th. I'm pretty sure there wasn't. We find that the spooky time has started again. While fighting our way through the tentacle monsters and malpracticing nurses, we find a photo of a girl we saw disappear earlier, labeled Alessa. Could be her name, but no time because we run into Nurse Lisa. Ooh. Not sure if she's malpracticing though. Spoiler, she is. After an exposition dump.
So you don't know anything either. Great.
We wake up in a very normal hospital. Spooky time has ended, and Lisa is nowhere to be found.
It's you.
Yes, Dahlia Gillespie.
But what can only be called our bestie by now, Dahlia Gillespie is there to greet us.
Tell me everything you know. What's going on?
Darkness.
Tell me everything you know.
Devoured by
Darkness. She hands Harry a key and says go to the antique shop in town. So to the antique shop we go. At the antique shop, we run into Super Cop Detective Sybil Bennett. She updates us on what she has uncovered. Using her detective skills, Sybil has discovered a drug trafficking ring that was run by a Dr. Kaufman. Name sound familiar? But most importantly, she did spot Cheryl. In her words, Cheryl was walking on the river, not in, but on. Huh. Through a hole in the wall, we find a secret room with an altar of some sort inside. and we use it to talk to Lisa, the malpracticing nurse from before. She tells us some history about Silent Hill, blah blah blah. Evil cult doing evil cult stuff. She also tells us that Dahlia Gillespie's daughter died in a fire some time ago. Harry wakes up.
Was that another dream?
The spooky time has started once again, and we go to the river where Cheryl was last seen. While searching the mall, the TVs flicker on showing weird symbols, then switching to what looks like a live feed of Cheryl. We continue the search, but the floors give away, and we fall into a pit. What? An evil sand monster worm thing. We fight it, wounding the monster, and it scurries away. We make our way back to the hospital and run into Nurse Lisa. She gives us directions to go through the sewer system. Sounds like fun. We ask her to come with us, but she declines, and so we move on without her. On our way to the sewers, we run into a huge moth. After a lengthy fight, we defeat the boss.
Yeah, die moth.
At the sewer entrance, we break in and enter the sewers. We fight our way through, making our way out and into South Silent Hill. We make a straight shot to the lighthouse and meet up with Sybil once again. Dolly is there also, and she tells us that everything happening in Silent Hill has to do with this girl named Alessa. They send Harry to confront Alessa in the lighthouse and whatever may be there. At the top of the lighthouse, Harry sees Alessa before she disappears again. We were too late. For what? I do not know, but it sounds pretty important.
Too late for what?
And all I know now is I gotta go to the amusement park. So let's go to the park. I think Harry could use a break right about now too. No breaks for Harry, because we find Sybil, but she has been possessed. She attacks, and so we fight her. Defeating a possessed Sybil, Alessa finally shows up. So we use the pyramid thing, the Flauros, to subdue her. Dahlia then shows up for us to figure out that she's actually Alessa's mom. Dahlia has used Harry, used us, to get to her daughter. She then teleports both her and Alessa to God knows where. We then wake up in the hospital. It is spooky time once again, and Nurse Lisa is there, and she is not the same from before. She's bleeding from pretty much every orifice of her body, and is begging for our help. We run away, leaving her to her demise. Here is where I pretty much checked out of the story. So at this point, we know that Dahlia is Alessa's mother. Dahlia is a part of a cult in Silent Hill, so they used Alessa in their cult rituals to summon a god. In doing so, Alessa split her soul in two. One of her other souls was Harry's daughter Cheryl. You with me? So everything happening in Silent Hill is because of Alessa, but she's doing it to prevent a more evil and more powerful god from running rampant in the streets of Silent Hill. Lisa was Alessa's nurse, and she was getting supplied drugs by Dr. Kaufman. How they work into the bigger picture, I'm not too sure. All caught up? Well, let's finish this. We search our way through the rather confusing hospital layout. Through the puzzles and enemies, we finally arrive at the final boss. Dahlia, Alessa, and Sybil await us in the final room. Alessa and Cheryl combine to create the godlike thing the cult were worshipping this whole time. Dahlia gets godded, and we face off with the final boss. Using the power of our Second Amendment, we blast away the being and everything crumbles down around Harry, ending the game. Not a very happy ending, I know, but if you do a couple of extra things, like gathering the red goo from the hospital and using it on Sybil while she's possessed, will save her. Also, finding Dr. Kaufman, saving him, will cause him to show up out of nowhere at the last encounter to cure Alessa and Cheryl, like Sybil. There are different endings, but I guess I just got one of the bad ones. But for my first time beating it, I think I did alright, and I'll be playing it more on stream to get the other endings. Well, if you got this far, consider subscribing, commenting, liking, or all the above. If you want a more longer form of my content, I do stream all of my playthroughs on Twitch. Link below. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time. Bye. Alright guys. See you guys later.
Darkness.